Today, I'm gonna share with you 5 workflow tips that can be a game changer if you're not already using them. And I don't really think you are, because some of it is just like I came up with just from my own process, and then the rest is like a hidden feature, and the other is like a feature that you probably know about, but you're not really applying it or making it part of your beat making process, which you should. Let's just jump right into it. So the first tip is using automation, but more specifically editing and deleting your automation. But let's first record something and then I'll show you the process. Let's just hear this beat. So for the sample, I probably just want to put like a low pass filter, and then we just go back to main. So let's just click up here instead, and we could just press play start. And then let's hear it back. Make sure you take it off of right so you don't accidentally record something else. We could go to grid view. Now, most of you probably going to go to erase and then go to automation and erase it this way. Now, that is cool. You can erase it that way, but I prefer using the automation button right here. So if you're starting on nudge, go to automation, bring up this arrow right there, go to velocity, just double click, and then any automation that you do will pop up right here. So you can see the low pass filter, and we're just going to click that. And then you can see what I did right here. And I like to go from here because I could easily hit this pencil tool and edit something in right there if I wanted to. And I could just easily undo that. And I could also delete the automation from the trash can right here easily. And then you can press undo to bring it back. And I'm gonna also show you how you can use the same method to edit and delete automation on the master output. Since now we're on the master, we can record this automation by using the dry and wet. So when we want the effect to be on, then we just come up. From automation, you don't always have to go to main. You could just actually pull down this arrow, it's like a screen, and then just press it from here. So something simple like that. Now you may be thinking like, okay, cool. Maybe you want to add it at different parts, or you messed up and you wanted to delete it. So all you have to do is just actually hold down main and then go to outputs, click output 1 and 2. And then if you hit main again, you will now see you on the output track. From here, you can go to grid view. You can see there's nothing right here, but your automations is still at the same spot. Then you'll be able to find it right here. So then you see how it's going to still continue to go on because I didn't cut it off. I could easily just come back in, use my pencil tool where the playhead is at, and you just got to get used to like drawing it with your fingers, but it's not that complicated once you get used to the feeling. So then you can see it's not playing again until you draw in another automation. So this process alone definitely makes it a lot easier to use automation. All right, now tip number 2 is definitely a workflow you should be using with your mixing just to make it more efficient and organized, I would say. So let's listen to this beat real quick. There's quite a few percussion and drums going on. So if we on our drum track and we go to mix, you can see that I'm using, a few of these pads, and some are blank too. Like pad 5 is blank, and okay, the ones up here is blank, but then I have a sound up here. So it can get annoying, if you have all your pads filled, or like some is empty, and some might be empty because of how you're finger drumming. You may want stuff in a certain spot. The fact that I have like this sound, which is like a shaker on the pad 11, and I have to go to the second screen, that could just be annoying, like moving back and forth. Instead of doing that, go to settings, bottom right corner, and then turn on filter by events. What this is going to do is going to take all the sample that has MIDI and just put them all together. So as you can see, it took away pad 5 because there was nothing on pad 5, and it only kept the ones that have MIDI. And this makes your workflow very smooth instead of like flipping through screens. So you can see all my sounds when I play it. since we already on this beat, another tip I want to show you is how to extract your drums. You may know of the method of going to the pencil tool while you're on your drum track, and then you could just do explode tracks. So you can see the kicks and claps, they're on its own track. But another way I want to show you is actually going to save and then do drum pads as stem. When you do it this way, now you can create a folder, throw your drums in there, and it's going to be stemmed out. So it's going to play out the whole pattern. So for the fourth tip, I actually want to go to an old beat because this has more to do so with how I like to get the right sounding drums. For me, I don't think the drums is that bad on it, but it can be better. What really clicked for me to having a good sound selection with my drums is actually going to the arranger view, and then I'll just come to like towards the end and play it from here. What I like to do is just double tap menu. So I'm on my drum track, and then I'm just gonna go to my drums, and I could just swap out different drums that I feel matches better when the beat drops. Okay, gelato sounds good. And you want to use the arrows because what it's doing is swapping it out. If you use your data wheel and then you click it, it's going to load that in, and then you're just going to have all these samples. Then I could probably hear my kicks back. Maybe we can do better kicks. All right. Yeah, that one is called Smacker, and that definitely smacks. Turn that down probably. I'm just going to show you before and after. So yeah, you may say one was better or the other one was better, but it gives you the option to have that variation. And I think this helps even more with your patterns because you're gonna be like, oh, like that didn't really drop good, or I'm doing too much with the drums and the snares. So this is a way I use like all the time. Every time I make a beat, I'm always using this way. And that's how I feel like I get a good drum selection. Now for the last tip, this is gonna be more for when you're sampling or using loops. Kind of more so when you're using loops if you don't already have the tempo to your samples. I'm just gonna load up a loop real quick, but it's still the same thing. If you have the tempo for your sample or your loop, it's gonna work. Okay, so we could just go with that, load, and then double tap mute to get the sample edit. Yeah, you can use tune to like find a different pitch and tempo that you like. But since you on MPC 3.4, which I hope, you could just take what the tempo is, 135, even though this says 117. How to know if the sample label is giving you the right tempo or is the MPC giving you the right tempo? Go to process and go to time stretch. Now, obviously this loop is not 8 beats because 8 beats will imply that's 2 bars. This is probably like an 8-bar loop. So, you know, we want to probably go to 32 instead. And then you will realize 135 is the actual tempo instead of what the MPC is showing you. So yeah, little gem right there if you didn't know. But anyway, so now since we're on 3.4, we don't really need to use tune anymore, man. We could just go here and go to track edit, go to sample, go to warp. Now, right here is important. You want to type in the right tempo. So 135, because if you don't do that, then you're going to mess it up. So now that we have 135 and we're on, let's go to repitch. We could do the same thing as tune. Let's just bring up our tempo up here just so I can show you that it sounds correct right now. Let's record something. All right, so we got the tempo, and then we could just, you know, bring it up. And I could just easily take that first part and just chop that up. I really like this method a lot, and the difference really is that you can see the tempo. Instead of being on mute, you could be flipping right here, but you're not gonna know the tempo. You can tap it out, but those are more steps. This is just a more efficient way. If you like all of these tips in the video, make sure you like and subscribe, share with your other producer friends that are new to the MPC, or those that already been on the MPC. They probably don't know about this, especially because we're on the 3.4. It is a bit of a different layout. Remember to check out that ebook if you just want to, you know, speed up your workflow instantly. And if you want to watch another video like this with more tips, then you can watch this video right here. Give me 4 minutes and I'll share like most underrated MPC tips. That one is also clever too. So peace.